This is just totally an open forum, right? Like you can ask any questions. Okay, Pat. I may not have the answer. Other people here may have the answer. Um, Usually, I'll talk a little bit about maybe one of the deals or two of the deals that I'm working on. Happy to answer questions about lending, borrowing. Um, let's see what else. I just sold my company to private equity back in July. So anybody that's actually buying companies and trying to roll up or sell companies, I'm happy to answer questions about that. That was obviously the first time I'd ever been through something like that. So that was kind of cool. It's cool to be on the other side. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, much better to be on the other side post close than pre close. Um, and let's see. So I've worked 22 years in commercial real estate. I did what was called tenant representation. So I used to work with CB Richard Ellis, then I started my own company and I executed office lease transactions around the globe. I worked on behalf of one client. I handled their entire portfolio for 17 years. And then in 2023, I sort of woke up, looked around, and thought, why don't I own those buildings? Like, what have I been doing? I know guys who own those buildings. And I thought, actually, I said to my husband, Jamie, you'll laugh at me. Clay, you might laugh too. I came out and I said to my husband, I said, we've been doing it all wrong. And he was like, I don't know about you, Rhea, but I haven't been doing it all wrong. Please don't like be so hysterical. My husband's a physician and he's like, I've been doing exactly what I want to do for like 33 years. And I was like, well, I've been doing it all wrong. Um, and so I jumped in and started buying properties, lending money, borrowing money, sort of doing all of it. And all of the transactions I've done have all been creative. So I've either purchased the properties subject to seller finance, sometimes hybrid. I bought a hotel, seller finance. I syndicated the capital raise, so had a PPM and LPA. And raised $2.3 million and then stripped the hotel to the studs and completely refurbished it and just launched it at the end of December. So that was kind of cool. First time ever going through something like that. And I'm about to buy a mobile home park. Looks like I'm about to buy a mobile home park. I never thought I'd own a mobile home park, but apparently I'm going to. I mean, if knock on wood, as long as it all closes, it's not closed yet. So that is all to tell you that I'm a complete open book. You can ask any questions you want, and you guys can take yourselves off mute. It's a small group, which is a bunch of people are coming in. Some people may. Oh, I'm a land funder. I'm sorry, I forgot. I run a land business, and I fund other people's deals. I like to fund other land investors. Land is a little bit of a funky asset class. Sometimes people don't know how to comp it or price it, and because I'm a land investor, then I'm pretty comfortable with it. So I fund other people's land deals. Um, but I'm a borrower, I'm a lender, I'm what do they say in sub two? Find your avatar. I'm still looking for my avatar. I'm like, whoa, look at I'm this. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Am I this? I'm all of them. Um, so that's just to tell you kind of a little bit about maybe where I can add some value and talk about things that you guys want to talk. Hi, Kayla. Hi. 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 Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you guys tell me, like, what do you guys want to talk about? Like, Kayla, you can take yourself off mute. Max, you can take yourself, Heather, you can take yourself off mute. What do you guys want to talk about? Is there anything in particular that you guys want to talk about, or you want to bat around a little bit? What do you think?
I'll just start. So, Rhea, you got tagged in my post. One of my friends in Sub 2 saw my post. So I'm here just to meet you and see what you're up to. Um, you're
Somebody
very,
thinks we should meet. I love that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So I just wanted to say hi. So I'm just gonna like introduce what I'm doing. I'm not here to steal the show. I just wanted to like say hi and like why I'm here. And then
Girl,
just
I steal the show
learn.
all the time. You are more than welcome to steal the show. A gorgeous face like yours, steal the show. Clay, you might steal the show too. You're like you're looking all handsome there. Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
So
introduce. Yeah, please. Yeah, please do.
yeah. So I've been in Sub 2 and Gator for a couple years. I'm a private money lender. And I just saw like this huge need for like just a central hub to connect people quickly. Yes, Gator connects people. Yes, there's the private money club. Yes, that it's out there, but it's not efficient. And so what I am coming out with that is going to be free to all Gators and sub two is it's called Money Match, and it's an app that as a lender, you put in your criteria, you say what you want to lend on, and then the algorithm will bring matches of like PML, PMP, like whatever borrowers need, it'll be matched to that lender and then they can connect. So I'm hoping to take the process down from like hours, days, weeks to like being matched in minutes. Like that's the vision and I really am excited to tell everyone about it. So that's what's coming
Girl,
up. So
I
yeah,
love
it's
it.
a matchmaker for investments.
So I met my husband on Match.com 23 years ago.
Oh, true.
So I'm a girl who knows the
Heck.
marketplace apps, right, Jamie? Jamie
Uh,
and I are, yeah, 23 years. I
yep.
mean, this thing's got legs. I mean, I've been married for 23 years. That's amazing. I think that's a fit because it's super inefficient. Right? Like right now, when somebody asks to borrow money from me, sometimes they send me something on Facebook. Sometimes they'll text me because I leave I put my number up in different places. And what I didn't realize early on, because I just didn't know what the volume was, that it can turn into like, and I feel very compelled to answer everybody. I mean, I can't answer
Me
everybody anymore.
too. Me
Like I
too.
have this feeling of guilt, like if I didn't,
No,
because I don't want Kayla, if Kayla texts me, I don't want her to think like, oh, what's wrong with that woman?
totally.
Right? I like, right? And I
And
feel
we're just
very,
nice people. We
we're
just want to
nice
be kind,
people.
right?
We want to be kind. I don't want anyone to feel left out. Like that would be I'm an empath. So like if you start crying, I'm going to start crying, right? So that's why I don't want anyone to feel left out or like, oh, she also you never know. Like people sometimes are like, well, maybe she doesn't like me. People are sensitive. I don't like I'm
Mhm.
not sensitive, but like same
Sure.
here. Yeah,
Yeah,
Heather. Totally. Heather just put in there. Yeah, I'm an empath. Yeah, yeah, I don't. Yeah. And by the way, I love the underdog. Because I have a really big voice and I'm not afraid to use it. And so I will use my voice and my strength and my whatever to like lift the underdog up. That's just my thing. That's,
me
totally
too.
my thing. So I love creating this marketplace, right, where you can match these two needs together. That's awesome. There's somebody else who's doing something like that. I don't know if he's
Is
doing
it
exactly.
Heide, I think, or I can't remember her name, but there is actually another sub two student doing the very same thing. She's amazing. We connected just a couple weeks ago. It's called simplypml.com, so I'm doing a
Oh,
shout out for her. And
cool.
it's really professional. I really like it. And like we have common goals. We were just like this industry of like private money is like the Wild West. Like it is like a
God.
mess to say it kindly. And so both of us are like, no, we need organization, we need standardization. And like you were saying, like when you're lending, like the back and forth is insane. Like it can be days, it's tedious. And so at least on
Yeah.
my platform, I haven't used hers, but like on mine, like there's a minimum set of docs that just need to be available. You don't have to show it to everyone, but it has to be available upon request.
Yeah.
Um, and anyway, so I'm not gonna talk here all day about it, but our vision is creating a place where investors can get their job done faster, easier, less stress, less hassle. And we really want to have it be a place of integrity and transparency. And so I just wanted you guys to know about it. I'm
You know what
gonna
I
like,
just remembered? Hold
yeah.
on. I just remembered. So here's who you have to connect with. His name is Kerry Jones.
Okay.
And he's not creating what you're creating. In fact, he's
Uh,
creating something that's beautifully complementary to what you're creating. So he's creating more of a rate your borrower, rate your lender.
we're gonna
And
have that too.
okay, great. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
How
because
do you
look,
spell it?
Kerry Jones, Kerry
Thank you.
Jones.
Okay, cool.
Awesome, awesome guy. He's actually a Google engineer.
Oh, I gotta talk to him. Thank you.
I totally have to talk to him. Yeah. Yeah, totally have to talk to him. Yeah. Um, yeah, that I love that you're doing that because one of the things that we did early on when we realized, okay, when we're borrowing, I mean, I have a borrower's package. There's no fluff to it though. Like sometimes when people send me their borrower's package, I am like sifting through all this pretty stuff. It's very pretty. I love it. It's very pretty. It's a PowerPoint presentation. I'm like, oh, good heavens. The first sentence should be, I am asking for
Yes,
$250,000
exactly.
in a first position for
Yes.
6 months. Those are
Thank
the
you.
three most important elements. Then
Yes.
I know I have 250. I like to lend 6 months or under, and it's first lien. Great.
This is why we need to standardize things. Get to the
Right.
point so we
Now,
can leave you in or
yeah.
out quickly and save everyone time.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So I give a lot of feedback. Like sometimes people will send me these packages and it's a PowerPoint and it's all this pretty, pretty, pretty stuff. And I'm just like, I don't have time to, I'm on page 14 and I'm trying to figure out what are you asking for? Right. And so, oh, my CFO, his name is Mohammed. He's awesome. He does all of our underwriting. He manages all the books. Manages all the reports. He's like, oh, good heavens, this is a mess. We shouldn't. And I'm like, no, no, no. Let's just remember who sent it to us, right? I know who sent it to us. He's not so good at this part, but he's actually a really great. Like I've seen his projects, and he's rocking and rolling. So like, there's a lot of nuance to that.
Yeah,
So I
I
love
agree.
the idea if you're creating some
Some structure.
parameters, some
Yep.
structure.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I promise, I want to pass this on to people who like came for questions. I did not want to derail this, but I want just
Go ahead.
to make everyone aware of like the resources. Like we have also a section of like vetted vendors who I've done business with, or my partner has, or the highly recommended within our own community. Just people who, like, for example, like Steadily Landlord Insurance. Pace likes him. I haven't done business with him. I am promoting them. They have good reviews from other students. Not everyone that Pace says to work with I think people should work with. I don't think that. But
Right.
if I hear enough good feedback, we will like we put them on our app so we can
Yeah.
help other people get the job done. So I just want people to be aware like that's free for everyone too, is just to see like vetted contractors, like good real estate attorneys, like stuff, and we have that resource in sub two anyway, but it's just going to be a collected place where you can go through
Yeah.
what you
It's
need.
it's
Yeah,
hard to find that. It's actually like I remember when I started in sub
it's
two, like
digging.
it's you gotta dig.
Yeah,
And if you're not like a hunter,
right?
right? Like I'm a hunter. I'm like a dog. I'm like scraping, 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 scraping. I'm gonna, a little OCD, and I'm like gonna make sure I know absolutely everything. But like not everyone's gonna do that, right? Like, hi Max, we get to
I
see
just
your
want
face.
everyone's job to be easier. That's the goal. Is like I want quality of life to go up. I want people to have more time to do what they really like to be with their family rather than digging through spending time on things that could be a lot easier. And then lastly, we have an educational resource section that connects to Mel Palmer because she is the queen of vetting.
Totally.
So anyway, I'm that's it. I just wanted to say hi,
Oh,
and I'm really excited to just be part of this meeting.
well, thank you for sharing that and thank you for building that. Thank you for seeing the need, the vacuum, right, that existed and that we needed something like that. That's amazing. It's going to be wildly successful.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, that's really cool because it is extraordinarily inefficient to
Yes.
take in like, and again, because I love helping. I love funding deals. There's nothing more I love than pushing the wire button, especially this is going to sound, you guys are going to think I'm a weirdo. I actually really love funding deals for new people who can't get money elsewhere. I do.
Wow.
You know
Heart
why?
of gold,
Because
Rhea.
because nobody wants to lend to the new kid, right? Well, you're new. You haven't done a deal. Like, what do you know, right? And
Yeah.
look, it's if it's my money, I am okay with. I mean, I use other people's money on my deal. Like I borrow from
Mhm.
them, but I'm borrowing from them, which means I'm controlling it, and I don't borrow if it's not if it's a risky deal. Like sometimes I do some land deals that are risky. I use my
Mhm.
own money.
Mhm.
Like I'm using my own money because I want to be able to sleep at night. If I lose money, it sucks, but I'm
Yeah,
not losing somebody else's. I've never lost somebody else's
I
money, and
hear you.
I don't know what that would feel like,
Yeah,
right? That would be
I
a
would
horror
agree
show.
with you.
So,
Thank you.
yeah,
Again,
I love that. I love that. Amazing. kudos to you. Good job. Thank you for actually sharing that here. By the way, you guys, this is like a place where you can bring stuff. Look, I want people to share. Like,
I have a question about this app actually
yeah,
because I've been in development for about 3 years, and I've been doing the fundraise as well. But I can see from the people like who lend money, not everyone have the experience, and like to have an app where people can actually invest and like go through the vetter and like the certain criterias. But how about to actually describe what kind of investor this person is?
mhm.
Because today the technology is super simple, but you don't know what's the risk tolerance of this person. You don't know like they coming over, oh, I have money, but have you ever invested before? Like what kind of experience you have? And
Right.
a little to like to five questionnaire or like 10 questionnaire using the AI, just breaking down. Is it going to be a good investor for this project? Because it's going to take 6 months, and after like 2 months, he's just going to blow your head off. Like, where's my money is?
Sure.
Because this
They're
it's kind of like
it's a nerve
missing point.
they're a nervous Nelly.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
No,
and
it's
then you're like, oh God, why did I take money from that person?
Exactly, and that's why like you want to do both sides. You want to have make sure that the people will gonna have the safe investment, as well as you're gonna have the investors that actually will gonna meet the criteria for this investment. And that's why
right.
you want to start with the questionnaire or AI. Just go through the simple questionnaire, just to figure out which criteria this investor goes to,
Yeah.
Right,
and
right.
that's
That's
gonna.
That's
that's
kind of built in because they have to say how much money they have for how long they want to lend it out. And then they are choosing what kind of deals they're interested in or comfortable with. So it'll say like land, multifamily, single family, and then based off of your loan that you're presenting, it'll match your loan to the person who wants to invest in land or who wants to invest in multifamily.
The
Yeah,
Yeah, this
so
criteria, this is basic criteria, which is not gonna let you know the personality, because every
mhm,
personality, like if I have $100,000 and I'm gonna answer the maximum questions to make maximum return, so like my answers to those questions will not gonna identify who I really am and like
mm,
what kind of experience I have. It's like it's the same thing when I had a people who invest in my startup, like $500,000 dollars into it. I knew exactly who I'm talking to because like no one will, not a regular person will gonna have, 500,000 to invest just like in some kind of startup. Or you're talking to the freshman who just literally closed the crypto for like $10,000 and like, oh, I need to put this money in. Like, there is a little bit different of understanding who you're dealing with.
mhm,
Without talking to them, you actually don't know. And
mhm.
whatever they're gonna answer, it's literally, oh, somebody told me just maximize all of the answers. Yeah, I'm good with everything, but like 2 months later, you're gonna see who you're dealing with.
I know. And so it's gonna definitely be a process. Our goal is just to get borrowers like as much exposure as possible to lenders, and that's going to, I mean, we're going to bring in a lot of newbie lenders because we're advertising our first wave of advertising is all to potential lenders. And I so I guess where I'm saying is there are going to be new people coming into the app who have never done a loan before, and that is going to be a growing pain for borrowers. And to support these people coming in, we're kind of like routing them to Mel. And I also have like a checklist of like essential things that they need to be asking. I want there to be as many resources as possible so they're not skittish around you and like they can invest confidently and not be like knocking on your door all the time, like, where's my money? But I think that just comes with being new at anything is they're going to need more hand holding. And then as you do more deals with people, obviously they're going to get more comfortable with you. So I think I don't know yet how to help you with that situation, but at least you will be exposed to more lenders and you will like say we match you on this app, like you're going to be continuing doing deals with them and you won't even be paying our app for that. So like you're going to just actually be meeting people and then you're going to select from those lenders who you want to work with too. So I mean, maybe there will be a lender who wants to fund your deal, but you don't feel like it's a good match, then that's what the app is for, is like to just give you more options. So someday we'll figure out, like you were saying, like some questionnaire, like a personality thing that's been on our mind, but we're not going to use that to like keep people out. And I know you weren't saying that, but like we're going to keep innovating and we want to make this as efficient as possible.
Yeah, love it. Yeah. Max, you bring up a good point. I don't borrow from everybody. I don't. I learned my lesson. Like if you're super nervous now, um, I shouldn't say that. I will borrow from brand new lenders. And like I've even done, like someone said to me, look, I'm a brand new lender. I've never done a lending deal. Do you think I could do like a really, really small one with you? And I'll let them, like I'm using my own cash. It's $17,000. I'll hold it for 2 months. You're going to get your return. Like I literally don't need it. But I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to show you what the paper. And the reason I do that is like I remember when I did my first loan, I was like, okay, God, did I wire that correctly? Did I check the number? I obsessed about the numbers just in case I pushed the button and the money went like, no. Just like, I didn't even know the world of private money lending, right? Right. And I'm like mid 50s. So I say that because I will borrow from brand new lenders just to show them how to do it, where there's literally, in fact, I have said to people, we're going to do the paperwork just like this alone. And if anything goes wrong, I'm just going to cash you out for my own money.